Right now on 12 News, Southeast Texas braces for snow. Our weather impact team tracking a developing winter storm. Tonight we're breaking down who may see the most snow tomorrow. Plus, we're showing you what's being done to help Southeast Texans in jeopardy stay warm, the facilities that are opening their doors. And memories of the power problems from the 2021 freeze have some people on edge. How energy crews will be working to keep the lights on. 12 News starts now. And we begin with what could be a historic winter storm for some parts of Southeast Texas. An Arctic blast sweeping across the U.S., and we are expected to start seeing some snow late tonight into tomorrow morning. We'll give you a live look outside. Certainly looks wintry already, 38 degrees on the roofing 911 Skycam. The clouds have rolled in and the moisture is increasing, setting the scene for tomorrow's big chill. Good evening to you. I'm Jordan Williams. We've been talking about this for days, and now we're just hours away from the arrival of this wintry weather. I want to get straight to Chief Meteorologist Patrick Vaughn with us tonight from the Weather Impact Center. Patrick, already starting to get reports of a few flakes in the air.
That's exactly right. As you can see on radar, starting to see the reflectivity, or what radar thinks is falling from the cloud level down to the ground. Maybe a few of those flakes reaching the ground, but we've got stuff up towards Dallas and up north. Texas is going to be headed our way. Plus, we've got, precipitation coming in from the southwest. And again, from the lakes down to the triangle, already seeing reflectivity values indicating that we may see a few flakes starting already across Southeast Texas. Not much of a warm up today as temperatures are currently in the 30s. Weather impact alert, no doubt about that, for a winter storm warning in effect all throughout Southeast Texas now through 9 p.m. tomorrow night. And as far as the winter storm severity index, moderate risks or impacts up towards the lakes area. Could be major impacts here, especially to travel here in the triangle in Orange, Jefferson, and Chambers, and back over to Liberty County. Otherwise, here's what we expect. We expect the snows to be picking up, especially late tonight, mainly up into the lakes area and spilling on into the triangle as we head towards midnight. Between about 3 and about 8 a.m. is when we think things are going to really start cranking, and that'll be when we see the heaviest snows falling. Boy, I'm saying snows falling in Southeast Texas. Don't see that very often. And as you can see, by around 9 a.m., the snows come to an end up in the lakes area and into the late morning, early afternoon hours here in the triangle. Going to get barely at freezing, maybe just above freezing. But I think we're going to see the sunset coming up tomorrow afternoon and evening. Otherwise, it looks like anywhere from 1 to 2 total amount of inches up in the lakes. 2, 3, 4 likely here in the triangle. Maybe some 6-inch totals. We think that maybe over towards Orange, BC, Mid-County, Port Arthur, Sabine Pass, back over to Winnie would likely see the heaviest snows the way things look at this point across our area. Tonight, there is a cold weather advisory in effect for Southeast Texas. We expect lows to get down into the low to mid 20s coming up tomorrow morning, with wind chills into the mid to upper teens in the morning. That means we'll stay with wind chills tomorrow afternoon only into the 20s. And as we head on in to tomorrow afternoon, we should be totaling 2, 3, maybe 4 inches widespread in the triangle. Some higher totals possible, 1 to 2 in the lakes area, and of course hard freezes. We're talking long duration freezes expected, especially as we head towards Wednesday morning. That's the morning we're most concerned with, where we could see temperatures down to around 15 degrees with very low wind chills, as you saw. We expect temperatures to be into the mid-teens coming up Wednesday morning. We're thinking of 14, 15 degrees. And those wind chills, some areas may be close to around 10 degrees, depending upon where a snowpack, believe it or not, forms across our area. Then Thursday morning, another hard freeze, temperatures into the low to mid 20s. And again, watching radar intently as things begin to unwind across Southeast Texas this evening.
All right, Patrick, we're going to talk more with you in just a second, but as Patrick steps off of the map there, we want to let you know the city of Beaumont will be turning their buses into warming centers for folks who need places to stay and at least go in and warm up. 12 News reporter Kayla Chote is live in Beaumont. Kayla, I know you visited with the mayor, and we understand pets will be allowed on these buses as well.
Yeah, that's right, Jordan. It's really cold outside right now. Just a few moments ago, I did see some light snowfall, and it's expected to get just heavier throughout the night. So what the Beaumont Zip is going to be doing is having buses that are routing and driving people in need of a way to escape the cold. The buses will go to homeless encampments through the city streets looking for people who need shelter. You can hop on the bus anytime until midnight. It will run from 6 p.m. to midnight on Tuesday. The bus will be making stops at the Salvation Army or Henry's Place, which is connected to some other place, for anyone who needs overnight shelter.
They will certainly be looking for people that are looking for a ride for a shelter. So they understand why they're out there, and they are there to move people to safety. They will be running it up until at least midnight, and it's going to depend on the weather on how late they will be able to run.
The Salvation Army also has kennels set up to provide pets with warm beds too. Your pets must be restrained to get on the bus. Coming up at 6, we'll hear from a bus driver who says it fills her heart to help so many people during this cold front. Live in Beaumont, Kayla Chote, 12 News.
Kayla, all bundled up for us. Thanks. Over in Port Arthur, warming stations will be open at the New World Harvest Church, at Church on the Rock, and the Port Cities Rescue Mission Ministries. Southeast Texas leaders are bracing for this severe winter weather. Hardin, Jasper, and Newton County judges have all issued disaster declarations ahead of the storm. You're looking at video from our last real bout with winter weather. I dug this up out of the archives from 2021. Remember that snow and that ice? Yeah, not fun there on 365 in Port Neches. The commissioners and their personnel are out today preparing bridges on the county roads in preparation for any snowfall. All non-essential services are closed tomorrow, and Hardin County Judge Wayne McDaniel encourages everybody to stay off the roads if possible. Entergy says they're ready to meet the increased demand for power during this winter storm. Their crews have worked hard to make sure critical infrastructure stays online. We spoke with Paul Blackburn, who says crews have winterized power stations, they've staged emergency teams, and they've brought in contractors to respond quickly if the lights go out.
First, we look at hospitals, we look at police and fire stations, we look at nursing homes, and all of those get worked together to get those customers on as quickly as possible because they are such a critical infrastructure.
Blackburn says customers can report and track outages using the My Entergy app. Now, virtually all Southeast Texas schools will be closed tomorrow because of the winter storm. That includes Beaumont ISD and all of the Lamar campuses. If you want to double check your child's district, we've made it really easy. Just text the word closures to 409-838-1212 and we will send a link right to your phone. All right, we promised we were going to bring Chief Meteorologist Patrick Vaughn with us back into the conversation here tonight. By the way, because of the president's remarks happening on television right now, Patrick, we're streaming on YouTube, Facebook, and of course on 12 News Plus. So we welcome all of our viewers. I'm tracking those of you who are on Facebook. About 250 watching right now. So you're already thinking maybe a few flakes out there this evening, but most of the precipitation comes overnight into tomorrow?
Late tonight, okay. Probably after 10 o'clock up in the lakes and closer to midnight here in the Triangle. But as you can see, it looks awfully cold and cloudy up in the lakes area. This view courtesy of Provalis, part of the Roofing 911 Skycam network. Otherwise, in your weather headlines, obviously the winter storm is the big show tonight, and snow is expected, as we'll probably see accumulating snows through Tuesday morning, and then very cold. This is going to be some of the coldest weather since 2021 as far as temperatures in the low, or I should say the mid teens across the area. Slow warming trend as we head towards the weekend, and we may see some scattered showers and thunderstorms in the forecast Sunday and to Monday. So far, As far as ground truth, we don't see anybody reporting any snow. I'll show you that in just a second, but starting to see it starting up towards the lake, or up towards North Texas, and of course down into South Texas. Have had a couple reports of some flakes already flying across Beaumont. Temperatures in the mid-30s here locally. Now this is anybody reporting snow. Nothing reported up in Jasper, the Triangle. These are the observing stations. Nothing Cleveland, Huntsville. Nothing over towards Bush Intercontinental. And now you can see a little bit of shower activity over towards West Houston, and nothing off towards our Southwest College Station, not seeing anything. So nothing on any of the official weather stations reporting any of this, but it's starting to crank up. Notice if you go up the scale, higher reflectivities mean there's a better chance of stuff coming down from the clouds and making it to the ground up in the lakes area. So we'll be watching that very closely. Temperatures are running a few degrees warmer than 24 hours ago. All right, so we expect things to be a better chance coming up after about 9, 10 o'clock in the lakes area. Certainly midnight, we ought to have something here in the Triangle, as you can see. And it really starts cranking up 3, 4, 5, right on through about 8 a.m. here in the Triangle. And then we'll start seeing it let up in the lakes area and ending maybe around 9 a.m. And then in the Triangle, should be ending late morning hours. And then, look at that, by noon it's pretty much over if this modeling is correct. I think we'll see some sun up in the lakes and you'll get just above freezing and ought to get to about freezing here in the Triangle. And we ought to see the sun even set here in the Triangle tomorrow night. Again, some impressive snow totals are still possible, but not promised. Cold weather advisory tonight and tomorrow morning. What does that mean? That means it's going to be down into the low to mid 20s. It also means that we will see wind chills into the mid to upper teens coming up tomorrow morning, and I think we'll stay with wind chills tomorrow into the 20s across southeast Texas through the duration of the event tomorrow. So I think 1 to 2 inches up in the lakes area, 2, 3, maybe 4 here in the Triangle. The best snow chances or highest amounts will probably be around Port Arthur. Hard freezes are expected, especially Wednesday morning, 15 degrees, very low wind chills, around 10 degrees possible to the low teens Wednesday morning. So again, a winter storm warning all throughout southeast Texas, southwest Louisiana. Your winter storm severity impact or index, lower up towards the lakes area. This is where we're going to see the heaviest snow and the greatest impacts. Major impacts are possible. Beaumont, Orange, BC, back over towards Mauriceville, Port Arthur, Mid-County, Nederland, also over towards Winnie, and also in and around High Island to Lake Charles. Lake Charles could actually see more snow than us here in Beaumont and into southeast Texas. So again, 1 to 2 total amount up in the lakes area. Again, we like 2, 3, maybe 4 inches here in the Triangle, but I think that there's the potential Mid-County, back over to Port Arthur, we'll see possibly the highest snow totals, and that could be greater than 4 inches down that way. Otherwise, winds are actually low temperatures coming up Wednesday morning. That's too cold now. We're down to, we're going with 15 degrees coming up Wednesday morning, and I think we'll see wind chills Wednesday morning. Some areas, depending on where the heaviest snows are, could be around 10 degrees to the lower teens coming up Wednesday morning. And then on Thursday morning, yeah, this is 4 hard freezes, 4 mornings of hard freezing low temperatures. Thursday morning will likely be into the mid-20s. On the Gulf of Mexico tomorrow, obviously a gale warning will be in effect with very rough seas, 4 to 6, some 8s out there. Our forecast tonight, snow, very cold, a 100% coverage of snow in the lakes area, certainly after 9, 10 o'clock tonight. And in the Triangle late tonight, and that will persist all towards tomorrow morning. Lows will be in the low and mid-20s across southeast Texas. Tomorrow, highs only around freezing. We're going warmer up in the lakes because I think you'll see afternoon sun, longer duration up there, maybe the mid-30s up that way, just above freezing, and in just around freezing here in the Triangle. Then your weather impacts, 7-day forecast. Again, the wind graphic shows tonight and through Wednesday morning, we are issuing a weather impact alert, accumulating snows through tomorrow morning. And it also looks like there could be some travel problems, and you certainly need to take care of the 4 Ps. When you're talking about 15 degrees, that is a pipe-busting morning coming up Wednesday morning. With mostly sunny skies, we should get to 38. Now, the amount of snow, if we get 2, 3, 4, maybe 5 inches of snow, that's going to remain on the ground, and certainly the grassy areas as we head towards Thursday and Friday before we get warm enough to melt all that. So I don't think it's going to go away real quick. Regardless, you see how we stair-step warmer as we head towards the weekend. And 67 is going to feel pretty balmy compared to what we're expecting on Sunday. As you can see, we'll go with a 30% coverage on Sunday. Monday, a 40% coverage of showers and storms. But again, it looks like our weather impact alert will continue tonight, all day tomorrow through Wednesday morning because of those cold temperatures. And that snow that falls tomorrow is not going anywhere Wednesday morning.
Okay. Patrick, as I mentioned, we've got people with us on Facebook. I'm going to share a couple of your questions. One person wants to know, any chance for blizzard warnings tomorrow?
No.
Okay, so you're not thinking that windy.
The windy, yeah.
That's one of the key ingredients there. A lot of questions from you guys about the bridges. As we understand it, those are decisions made by DPS. Not even TxDOT. TxDOT, I guess, would put up the barricades.
Right.
And I see what you've written in, Nancy, that they're closing at 6. We have not confirmed that. I'll go double check. And of course, we can get an update on that.
I think the bridges and overpass are going to be the problems.
Right.
And it depends on the city streets. Right now, we're above freezing, and so are the streets. So unless the snow comes down at such a heavy rate that it offsets melting. So as the snow falls on the streets, it's going to melt because we're above freezing. If it falls heavier than the melting rate, then you're going to have a net,
kind of a rapid accumulation.
You'll have accumulations.
Okay.
But it depends upon how fast and how heavy the snows come down.
Okay. Ginger, of course, as we were mentioning about the bridges, we'll try to get you an update on that as soon as we get more from DPS. Patricia has an interesting question, kind of looking ahead, and perhaps we can bring the 7-day forecast back up. She's concerned about bridges, not just bridges, but road conditions, say Thursday into Friday.
The area is going to be extremely dry. I mean, I can't remember the last time I've seen the air this dry. You are going to have to use chapstick and moisturizer. What happens a lot of times when you get this kind of dry air, it licks everything up off the street.
So that could kind of the word I was going for, accelerate melting.
Exactly. Well, it's gonna go away.
Okay. Well, there you go. So you're thinking by Thursday, Friday,
I think
much
we'll be
better.
fine.
Okay. Quick question from David, who lives in Orange, trying to get to Louisiana, works the graveyard shift. Is this advisable? David, I don't know whether you're talking tonight or tomorrow night.
Tonight, you're gonna be driving through snow.
Yeah, and David, we should, if you were watching Patrick's forecast, they may get more in Lake Charles than we get here. So
exactly.
Depending how this all sets up.
It's very interesting to see. Lake Charles may be over 6 inches possible that way.
Wow. All right. Well, we're going to wrap things up here, folks. We will be on TV at 6 o'clock. That is the plan. Those of you who've been writing in, we wanted to give the president time for his speech. He is addressing the crowd right now, so that is why we were broadcasting only on our digital platforms. It's the beauty of technology. We can have multiple broadcasts going at the same time, so we appreciate your patience as we work hard to keep you and your family safe. We're going to take a quick break, and we'll be back with our extended coverage on air and streaming at 6 o'clock.